And the guy walks over and goes, "Oh, Mr. Carradine, Mr. Carradine, oh no, he choked too hard this time," and takes his wallet out of his pocket and walks off. Because apparently that was a thing.
And the thing is, it doesn't take any room to do
That's how he died.
You don't have to be on a football field.
Well, you know that. You know how David Carradine passed away, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the thing. But before he did that, he did Spiral Fitness.
How it liberates your shoulders and your hips, for that matter. You tend to move with it, even though it's not required.
So this is basically just him moving around with a piece of garden hose.
Move a little.
That's what the Spiral Fitness system is. Slightly curved garden hose.
The more it tells you to do that. And it's
With
capable of these
really bad 1980s kung fu movie music.
And
I love watching his dog's embarrassed.
grapplers do.
His dog's just like, I need to leave.
The dog, even the dog is going, "Fuck this guy.
Jesus
Fuck
Christ,
this
yeah.
asshole."
At the end of that, yeah, the dog is still in shot. The dog realizes that the camera angle changes. He's like, "Oh fuck, I'm still in shot. I gotta get out of here.
I gotta go." Dog looks down at his wrist and goes, "Oh fuck, I'm supposed to be anywhere but fucking here."
It's time for me to leave. Okay.
Oh. Well,
I started this up.
Omega said he'd be here in a minute, so.
Yeah, he's gonna be here in a minute. I just started this up because I need to get my shit oriented. Also, hey, David Carradine YouTube videos. That was a special moment. Anyway,
Carradine.
Scott Glenn is the guy in Sucker Punch, and Scott Glenn is way more ornery and cool. He's also in some movie about saving mountain climbers on Everest or some shit, and all I remember is from the trailer where he's just like, "This mountain wants to kill you. Do as I say, and you won't die."
What is that, Cliffhanger, maybe?
Was
that the Sly Stallone movie?
I don't even know.
Also, Sucker Punch has one of the very first times I ever saw Oscar Isaac on the screen.
Yeah, we've had this discussion before, how you would do very embarrassing things to Oscar Isaac.
Who the fuck wouldn't?
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, you're right.
Speaking of doing embarrassing things to Oscar Isaac.
When I looked up Oscar Isaac in Sucker Punch, I spelled his name with 2 I's instead of 2 A's. That's funny to no one but me. Welcome, Omega. I had completely forgotten that Oscar Isaac was in... He played Blue Jones in Sucker Punch.
Sorry, I'm late.
You're fine.
You are okay, sir.
I booted us up anyway. I'm just going to Twitch now.
Not like I haven't been late before.
It's true. We've all been late. Yeah, there we go. Okay, all right. Now we're talking. We're good. Yeah, hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Church of Chonkwij Podcast. My name is Alan Squitman. I'm joined tonight by Alvin and the Squit Monks. I appreciate that. OmegaConstruct and Punlord must quit me. Alvin and the Squit Monks. Has no one done that?
I could not remember if anybody did it, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. If it's been done, I'll do it again, and I'll take the heat for it. But I don't think that anybody's done it.
I don't think anyone's done that either. Fluffy will know later on. He'll let us know, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, well done.
Is he the keeper of the Squid records?
He seems to be. He remembers the Squid names like I remember people in movies. That's not a good thing for me to say. We were just talking about Oscar Isaac and how I completely forgotten he was in Sucker Punch. So, Fluffy's better at remembering Squid names than I am remembering actors in movies. There we go. And it's been a fantastic week for gaming.
It has been.
Yeah, how's the I got a 3-day weekend. Actually, I have 3-day weekends in a row coming up, which is gonna be
I've got a
something.
3-day weekend. I'm on 5, off 3, on 3, off 4. So
Yeah, this is an odd year for Christmas, just because the federal holiday usually falls on the Friday, and this year it's on the Monday for both Christmas and New Year's.
yeah, my company does New Year's Eve. We observe New Year's Eve, so I get New Year's Eve off too because it falls on a Saturday.
Sweet. But yeah. Anyway. So yeah, it has been a fantastic week for gaming. Starting off with let's just start off with what everybody wants to talk about, and that's Omega posted a couple articles, and I've got a couple articles, and it's all about how Henry Cavill is apparently not going to be Superman anymore, which is this just happened this week on December 15th.
Yeah, seriously, what the fuck?
After Dwayne the Johnson Rock swung his Johnson around and was like, hey, I want Cavill back in Superman. Hey, I want him back. And basically took some of the credit, probably deserved, for getting Cavill back into the spandex. Black Adam performed less than great at the box office. The last time I checked, it was somewhere around $350 million worldwide, which is abysmal for a superhero movie. But that's $350 million, to be fair.
It's making it made money, but not enough to make a sequel.
Yeah,
that's basically how that worked out. Like it wasn't a flop, it wasn't a commercial failure, but it is not turning into a franchise.
So yeah, that happened. Warner Brothers at the time was just like, okay, Mr. Rock, and put the hand out to Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill said, yeah, okay, I had one foot out the door on Witcher anyway. I guess, I'll come back and I'll do this if there's a lot of desire for me to do it. And then a change of management happened. Sorry, it wasn't Warner Brothers, it's DC. We're talking about Sony. So Sony, put the hand out, and then a change of management happened in the DC upper echelons, where basically I think James Gunn and somebody else are going to start making DC movies, and they decided that they don't want Henry Cavill as Superman.
They decided they wanted to do a young Superman.
Yes. Now, there has been a slight update to this story. Today, there was a meeting between DC and Henry Cavill regarding his future with the franchise. And said future is that he will possibly be around for later movies, but as it stands right now, he is not the Superman of the future.
So my takeaway from this, at least, was that this is pretty typical of Sony. This is what I expect from Sony movie studios, is for them to pretty much just not have their shit together. So Cavill in October announces publicly on Twitter that he's going to be Superman again, and now we have James Gunn and some I forget the name of the other guy. I'm awful at everything. Just coming in and saying, no, we want to do something different. We don't really want to do this direction. So thanks, but no thanks. Hope you didn't burn too many bridges on your way out of the Witcher show. But Cavill, nobody seems to be mad about this publicly, at least. Henry Cavill is always nothing but optimistic and polite and kind in public, which leads me to believe that he's some sort of a serial killer. But he's not mad about this. Nobody's getting butthurt. Fans are, quote, disappointed. Blah, blah, blah. And really, I mean, as far as Superman goes, as far as DC Comics go, as far as Marvel movies go, I can't give a shit anymore. I don't care. Whatever they do, they do. Fine. Fuck it. Have fun. Have fun, James Gunn.
I mean, at some point the superhero movie bubble's gonna burst. I feel like we might be there. Like, it's gotta end at some point. How much can people care about the same fucking characters?
I don't know if the bubble's going to burst, but the interest is going to decline again because we've had superhero movies since the 70s. They just weren't popular. Then we got the cartoonish Batman movies in the 90s. Those got slightly more popular. Then Christopher Nolan sort of kicked the whole thing off with his Batman movies, and then Disney got a hold of Marvel. And I think somewhere around the second Avengers movie must have been like the height of popularity for all this, because now there's no more organization on the chart. Now the chart is no longer a line of movies interconnecting with one another. The chart is a whole bunch of spin-off TV shows that occasionally have references to one another. So the organization is dwindling. I don't know about the numbers because they're streaming services. They're not required to release their numbers, so I don't know. But yeah, I think basically what you said, Omega, is that it's gonna. I can't imagine superhero movies being as popular as they were in 2012 going into 2023 or even 2030, whatever. However,
well, and being 110% honest here, as a fan of the Marvel movies, yeah, Phase 4 has sucked. Like, everything after the Infinity Gauntlet series has been mediocre at best. And
the only thing that I've truly enjoyed or felt like watching was God, and I just blanked on the name. It also stars Oscar Isaac, oddly enough.
Moon Knight
on Disney Plus. That was fucking good.
Moon Knight.
Well, it's because it was a It's because it was a departure from Disney's no-kill policy. It was their first foray into a rated R aspect, and they judged that and said, okay, I think we can move forward with Deadpool 3, mainly because, well, and Ryan Reynolds, pretty much he touched Deadpool and in so many wrong ways, touched Deadpool and ended up turning that thing into gold. And the fact that they're bringing Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine,
yeah, I remember when Hugh Jackman said, I'm done with this, I'm not interested, I'm gonna go make musicals from now on. Tra-la-la-la-la.
I mean, to be fair, Ryan Reynolds has been working on Hugh Jackman for like since he said that, to get him back into a movie. It was just a matter of time before you bend to Ryan Reynolds.
Also, Hugh Jackman had an extremely successful run as the star of The Music Man on Broadway. So I think he's probably, he got that itch scratched. He very successfully scratched that itch.
He had his palate cleanser.
I don't want people to take it that I think that Hugh Jackman is not good in musicals. He's very good in music. I'm probably the only person in this group who really enjoys musicals, and he's pretty fucking fantastic. Greatest Showman.
Yeah,
fucking amazing.
I've literally been to 6 Broadway musicals this year. You're not alone.
You're definitely not alone.
I'm an uncultured Southern swine. I fucking hate musicals. No, I'm kidding. I
mean, you are the biggest Marvel fan here, so that would track.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I felt my penis get just a little bit smaller, and that's hard to do. But I was a fan of The Greatest Showman, and I saw that basically because my mother didn't get to see it, and she wanted to see it because the commercials were running while she was in her last month of being on this earth. And she said, I want to see that movie, and then didn't get a chance to. So I went and saw it and cried my heart out because she would have loved it. But
that soundtrack gets in your head and it won't come out.
Oh, God, it does.
I do have the other side on this. I do have the other side on this playlist, so.
Oh boy, yeah. So anyway, go check out some of Hugh Jackman's musicals. Those are fun.
Yeah, he did a good job in Les Mis too.
Yeah. Yeah, he did do a great job in Les Mis. And I was really admirable how everybody sang, but not everybody really needed to sing.
Yeah, that's true.
Russell Crowe, you don't have anything to prove.
my favorite movie musical is definitely Mamma Mia. Pierce Brosnan.
Oh my goodness! Yeah,
hearing Pierce Brosnan sing with Meryl Streep is amazing. It is delightful.
Actually, one of my favorite musicals is something that literally just came on and called Repo, the Genetic Opera.
You've got wanted to see that
because you've got Maggie Brightman in there. You've got the Giles from Buffy. He's an amazing singer.
Anthony Stewart Head.
Yes.
Yeah. Why do I remember that?
Because you're a Buffy fan.
Yeah, I am. That's true. I watched a lot of that in high school.
It's a very much a body horror gothic musical. So.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Buffy. I was going to be like, yeah, it's very much an angsty teenager puberty show.
Oh, no. There is so much horror to this fucking musical. It's amazing.
That is great. I'll check it out.
Yeah, it sounds pretty fun.
It is pretty fun. Now, the fuck of it is Paris Hilton is in this.
Did she get decapitated or disemboweled or drawn and quartered?
No. She actually sings, is not half bad, but she is definitely not a protagonist, and in fact, bad shit happens to her, so you will be happy.
That's hot.
Protagonist?
What the hell is she known for besides that's hot?
Basically, the 30-second premise of the whole thing is a future where organs like everyone gets sick and everyone's organs start failing, and they basically figure out how to grow new ones. And then, of course, it becomes a capitalistic hellscape, in which case it all becomes a monopoly by this one company, and they will, basically, you go when your organs fail, you go to this company, they give you new ones, and that's great, which leads to a whole fashion organ, like just like upgrading your organ sort of fantasy, and then you go into debt, and they can send repo men after the organs.
Who else remembers the race in Star Trek Voyager who are suffering from the phage?
Yep.
Sounds a lot like that. Which is a good sci-fi concept. Also, there's another movie starring Viggo Mortensen, and I cannot remember her name. She was James Bond's love interest for the last 2 movies, but it's called Crimes of the Future, and it's kind of neat. A different line of sci-fi, but in the future, who knows how many years into the future, humanity has evolved basically beyond disease and infection, so we can just walk. We no longer need to clean anything. We don't need sanitary conditions to be healthy, and people get tattoos on their organs, or they have live surgical procedures out in the open for people to watch, and body mutilation becomes the new sex, kind of. It's an interesting concept. That's a very under the radar movie, which I enjoyed because it was fucking bizarre.
But yeah, you enjoyed a bizarre movie? Shocking.
I look for the weirdest thing that's out and I watch it because I just want to say I
have this image in my head of you just having an entire 4 hard drives of nothing but B movies that nobody has ever seen or heard of.
I don't know if I have that many. I probably got a bunch that people haven't heard of, but I watch the popular stuff too. Sometimes.
Yeah, you wanna go talk to her about the park? Probably.
Yeah.
Movie.
Yeah. Yeah, Parker's the guy that I go to when I am looking for things I've never heard of before. Yeah, that is definitely true. Let's see. Speaking of movies, yeah. Anyway, just to cap this off, we were talking about Henry Cavill and no longer Superman. Well, fast forward to 2 days later when Amazon Studios announces that it has acquired rights to Games Workshop's Warhammer 40K, and on the Warhammer community forums, they posted this announcement, 16th of December, that Henry Cavill is going to be starring in and executive producing either a TV series or a movie or both of Warhammer 40K, because he is apparently a huge fan of Warhammer 40K. He quotes by saying,
"I'm a massive nerd.
I have totally forgot Warhammer since I was a boy." Yeah,
I totally forgot that was the end point of this line of discussion.
Yep, the end point is that the Warhammer 40K rights have been secured by Amazon Studios, and let's see, Vertigo, I think, is the company that is going to be working with Mr. Cavill. And yeah, they're going to produce a show. And the speculation has been basically, yeah, just to switch articles here, the speculation has been, what is the show going to be about? Henry is starring in it, so who is he going to play? And yeah, what kind of a show, what kind of a story is this going to be? Because the Warhammer 40K universe is fucking enormous. As a big fan of Warhammer myself, I can tell you there are just an unlimited number of movies that you can make out of this subject matter, because it's gone completely out of control since the 1980s was when Warhammer started off, and or the first books were published. And since then, the community, the fan lore, the fandom, however you want to say, has just been increasing exponentially. There are people writing their own stuff. It's a lot like Dungeons and Dragons. It's a lot of people writing their own campaigns and stuff like that. But in the Warhammer community, it seems like this lore, especially details into characters and chapters and worlds and races, is much more widely accepted. It's I don't want to say it's easier for you to get something into canon.
The word you're looking for is fanfic.
Yeah. I mean, basically, yeah. But when you write fanfic in D&D, it's like, no, this isn't part of lore. It might be part of your lore, but it's not part of the lore. Warhammer, as far as my experience in the community goes, there are certainly people who are very stuck up about what's official and what's not official. But when somebody writes something that elaborates on a character or on a group of characters, it gets accepted pretty easily without as long as it's well done and there's community input back and forth. So there's a lot. Point is, there's a shit ton of material for them to use here, and nobody has any idea what the fuck they're going to be making this story about, where they're going to start even. So yeah.
Is the game, what, is it like open source now? Like that stuff, if it's not canon, like it either is canon or it's not. And they can make fan-made stuff canon after the fact, but
yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Like the company just
Games Workshop
and
yes, Games Workshop owns the rights to Warhammer and all the derivative works of Warhammer. So if you post something on their forums or something like that, then you're basically giving them permission to use it. So as far as I understand it, yeah. And gotcha. It's not just as if we just leave the fanfic out of this entirely. The official books for Warhammer that are put up by Games Workshop are so expansive that they're not even writing like novels about characters. They do that, but they're not just writing novels about characters. They're writing history books that you can derive stories from, much larger stories. So it's again, the universe is just enormous.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've got a friend who has been playing Warhammer tabletop for ever, and he's like, when I found this out, I texted him and he goes, "Dude, you have no idea how amazing this is for us." And I'm like, okay, I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm not 100% familiar. I've played Space Hulk, and that's about as far as it goes for me.
Yeah, that's actually worth pointing out. Warhammer did start, and it remains also a tabletop game. It's obviously known for its miniatures and for people going to town, painting all these things and creating physical layouts so that they can play the tabletop game. But Warhammer has an extensive library of PC games. It is truly impressive, the number of PC games that have been put out for Warhammer. And there are fan-made animations, fan-made movies all over YouTube that you can go find and watch. There are entire YouTube channels dedicated to cataloging the history of the lore of Warhammer 40K. And that history, again, this does all the titles for this have Warhammer 40,000 in them. That's Warhammer 40K, the 41st millennium, where everything is, the whole world is war. The history of Warhammer 40K goes back tens of thousands of years. Is as much as 10,000 years ago in Warhammer 30K, you will find elaborate stories and histories that have been written about the Horus Heresy mainly. That's the big thing that everybody is always interested in. But also the Galactic Unification, the Crusade, the rise of the Emperor of Man, the unification of humanity on Terra at least, and then across the galaxy. There's just there is so much. There's so much that they could do here, but because that has led to further speculation. Because it's Warhammer 40K and it's not Warhammer 30K, we think that the whole Emperor of Man thing is just gonna we're gonna start after the Horus Heresy. We're gonna start after the Emperor was imprisoned or entombed in the Golden Throne. We're gonna start all the way after that, and I think it's laughable in this image that they have Henry Cavill next to Robo Gilliman. That's a joke that no one here will get. But the commander of the Ultramarines is he's the new superstar of 40K, whereas the Emperor of Man was the superstar of 30K. And I don't think that Cavill would be an Ultramarine because Henry Cavill has stated previously that his favorite chapter, or his favorite, we'll just say, his favorite military force in 40K are the Adeptus Custodes, who are the personal guard of the Emperor, have been for thousands of years. And they're nuts. So I'm just pulling up the Warhammer 40K fandom page right here, and you can just take a look at the table of contents. This is for one military group. All of this is just for one, and the page just keeps on going. It goes all day. So yeah, this is the kind of source material that they're drawing on, and this is why people are very optimistic, because there's so much here for them to just do, and they don't even have to make shit up and make it bad. They can just go through this source material because it's all owned by Games Workshop. But yeah, there will definitely. This is another one of those cases where Henry Cavill has put himself in the executive producer chair. And that's really super fucking important, because if you're going to do Warhammer and you're going to do lore and you're going to do characters and you're going to live in this galaxy, you need to get it fucking right. And this is bigger than Star Trek. This is legitimately a larger universe than every single Star Trek show that's come out, including the shitty ones in the past couple of years. So yeah, a lot of detail here, a lot of stuff to get right. But cautiously optimistic. So yeah, look forward to me talking a whole lot more about Warhammer, because that's what the kids are clamoring for. All right, I'm done.
I'm here for it.
To death. No, it's fine.
Okay.
I heard your heart on hit the table a couple of times. So
yeah, Zero, you've got WoW, I've got Warhammer.
I was about to say, how is your inner Warhammer fanboy doing at all this?
I really hope that Cavill picks somebody interesting to be. I hope that he picks an interesting event that happened in 40K, or in the 41st millennium. I'm not sure what they would choose to do or how they would choose to go about it, but perhaps if he did play an Adeptus Custodi, then he would have the advantage of being... They are technically immortal. They can be killed, but they're just such fucking badasses that it never happens, or it happens very, very seldomly. So he would have been alive. The creation of the Adeptus Custodes predates the empire as it stands in 40K. It would have gone all the way back to 30K. It would have gone back to the unification of Earth. Basically, the Adeptus Custodes were the generals of the Grey Knights, and oversaw the unification of Earth, and then oversaw the extermination of the Grey Knights. Spoilers. So they've been around, and they've been the personal bodyguard of the Emperor for over 10,000 years. And so if Cavill were to play one of them, he would have the benefit of being able to flash back to events that would, explain why things were going the way that they were going in current times. You could have a non-linear storyline even. That could be neat. I can see a lot of advantages to him playing one of these characters, but at the same time, the Adeptus Custodes are not exactly known for wandering the universe. They go out and they do that, but their place is by the side of the Emperor, and the Emperor is entombed in the Golden Throne, as I said, which is on Terra, and they don't really leave the palace anymore. Except if they're old. If they feel themselves slipping, this is an old tradition of the Adeptus Custodes, if they feel their physical abilities slipping so that they are no longer able to be peak performance, then they voluntarily dismiss themselves from the Custodes proper, and they venture out into the galaxy, even going into the warp, to just fight the enemies of the Emperor to the death, is the idea there.
Good death.
Yeah. That's all that Warhammer is. It's fucking, it's fucking and it's killing. That's it. In the grim future of humanity, there is only war. This is how everything always starts out. So yeah. That's probably why people are so fucking just hyped up about it. Non-40K fans are getting hyped up about this because the Warhammer universe is probably the darkest universe that I know of, that I enjoy. And it is fucking brutal. Everything in Warhammer is just angry people killing the shit out of themselves and aliens. And plants, because orcs are technically fungi.
Interesting.
Well,
Interesting.
Technically aren't plants.
No, they're their own family. That is so. But they are technically fungi. That's why orc armies are so feared. It's because when you kill an orc, basically they just ooze into the ground, and then after a little while, little baby orcs start growing.
Gross.
My.
It is. The other reason that orcs are so feared is because all of their technology works for no reason other than they believe it works. There are numerous examples in stories of non-orc races trying to co-op orc technology, just vehicles or guns or something, and they get inside them, they start at the vehicle, it doesn't start, and then it falls apart. Or they pick up a gun, they try to fire it, and it just falls apart in their hands. But they're like, why does this work for orcs, but it doesn't work for us? It works because the orcs believe they work. Love that. Orcs believe that if they paint their vehicles red, their vehicles will go faster. So when they paint vehicles red, they go faster.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
I mean, logic. It's why so many red cars get pulled over. It's because they go fast.
You know why there are no cars that are purple get pulled over? It's because orcs believe that the color purple is stealthy.
I mean, again, that's just good logic.
You paint something purple, it's just, where did it go? I can't fucking see it anymore. Oh my goodness. All right, so that's what I was all excited about tonight. I was throwing this up there one more time.
So now that Doc has had 7 orgasms in the last 3.5 minutes.
And it's fucking disgusting.
And I hate myself for it, but I love myself for it.
I'm gonna post this meme in Chonkwij at some point. But yeah, go ahead, please.
Oh. But no, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. It's a universe that I'm interested in that I don't know a lot about. And you guys know me, I'm a fucking lore nerd. So I have a feeling that once this TV show becomes a thing, I will likely engross myself completely into it. And
I mean, I'm actually in the same boat. I've never really gotten into the Warframe universe. Or sorry, Warcraft. Warhammer. Sorry, I'm trying to do 3 things at once right now, and it's not going well. Warhammer, the War something universe. Yeah, this will be my first time getting into it, and I'm kind of excited for it.
Oh yeah, I will be. Yes, so that's one that I'll definitely be paying attention to. But okay, so fair is fair. I got to just go on about the things that make my acorn grow. The Warhammer is my equivalent to Rita Repulsa. Only she can make my monster grow. So now Zero, it's your turn. Zero, it's your turn. You get to talk about Chris Metzen. Chris Metzen is returning to Blizzard's help with WoW. You go talk about Chris Metzen.
I am so excited about this.
I hate Chris Metzen so much.
So do I, but I hate him. I love him because I hate him. Or is it the other way around? I don't know. But Thrall is coming home finally. Chris Metzen has been brought back on as the head of, or as a creative advisor for World of Warcraft, and as they put it in the article, other Blizzard products, which I'm assuming may mean Diablo as well, but I don't want to, say that and then not be right.
You better fucking hope he's staying away from Diablo. I hate him because of what he did to Diablo 3.
But yeah, no, I'm super excited because he is the reason why we got so many good things in WoW. He is the reason why Wrath of the Lich King was as good as it was. He was, because his creative direction is what made that fucking expansion so good. So yeah, I'm very excited about it. He's got a good creative. He's very creative when it comes to the world of Warcraft. I did the thing. See, I did the thing.
It was just putting that out there. His creative vision and creative direction was what gave us the Lord of Lies in Diablo 3, being arguably the worst liar ever.
Yeah.
I just as a fan, I thought that was humorous when I got to Act 2, and I was like, oh yeah, he's Belial. Never played the game before. I was just playing through for the storyline, and that he's the Lord. He's the Lord of Lies. He's the Lord of the best liar, the most liar. He's the Lord of all lies, and he sucks at it. Many other things. About the story of Diablo 3 that he did that I just. But he's one hell of an artist. I'll give him that. He can draw a picture. Oh, Chris Metzen. So yeah, in Chonkwij at least the Chris Metzen memes have come back. Or I have brought them back, and I will not let them die. God damn it.
I mean, never let them die. I don't care if the man is dead and gone. Keep the memes coming.
You know what he's got? You know what Chris Metzen has got? He's got OG cred, because he's from way before Garrett Wang asking us whether or not we have phones. Chris never did something as stupid as that.
I don't think anybody in the history of Blizzard from that point going back and that point going forward will ever do that again. Ever.
It was very memeable. Oh, those crazy kids.
Oh no.
Mm. Oh, you touched it. You got the football. You're playing the sport ball.
Get the football. I am playing the sport ball. But you know what's awesome about this sport ball? This
There's
sports
no
ball
one trying
shoots.
to take the ball away.
No, it's not just that. This sports ball shoots lasers.
I feel like every sport ball would be more enjoyable to watch if the ball could shoot lasers and kill people. Jesus Christ. Flood out more. Single file, please. He'll never be able to defeat us. We have superior numbers. Now file out one at a time. Jesus Christ. Okay. So.
Well, now that hallway is nothing but fire.
Yeah, no, you're good. The next article is one that Omega posted, and I find this to be completely hilarious. Microsoft patent suggests personalized adverts are in the works for Xbox. Okay, if you want to talk about this, you are welcome to.
So, imagine you're playing Grand Theft Auto, having a great time, rolling down the street, listening to your fake radio station, telling funny stories, looking at the fake burger joint on the street next to the fake gun store and the fake business, and then you see a billboard with an ad for a very real fucking product placed there by Google Ad Service. That's the future. In-game,
it sounds like the future.
Personalized advertising.
Or you could have
that's what's coming.
You could have an NPC walking around with a T-shirt that is displaying the logo of a product that you were reviewing on Amazon the other day. Wait, not Amazon. The Google store, whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter. It's all Google Analytics.
Wait, so who filed this? I posted this. Who filed the patent for this?
Oh, it was Microsoft's. Wasn't it?
Microsoft.
Yeah, Microsoft patent.
All right, yeah, so it'll be coming soon to games made by Microsoft Game Studios, and who knows whether they're going to work with Amazon or Google, but one or the other, because that's where all the nowadays. But yeah.
Lord.
So yeah, Microsoft has filed a patent for a technology that could allow it and or game publishers to show personalized in-game ads. The word personalized is crucial here, considering that there are several games that have already collaborated with brands, like blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, the collaboration with Fortnite. There was also a collaboration for some gear in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. That's the last one that we all played together, and there was a cross-promotional thing there where you could get in-game gear that was made by an actual company. Because usually when you get gear inside of a game, it's Greeked. Unless it's a gun, in which case model numbers are totally fine and standard. But yeah, this is exactly as Omega said. Patent also mentions how this technology will not interfere with the gameplay experience and will be seamless in its integration.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
I believe it.
It's going to be real seamless when, I Googled toilet seat, and then every billboard as I'm driving down the road and whatever game I'm playing, different fucking toilets.
Says need to shit. Here's a toilet seat.
Try Toto's brand new bidet integrated toilet seat. Actually, Toto makes an excellent toilet seat. If anybody's interested in getting a really nice heated toilet seat that has bidet and just really nice features, Toto's the way to go.
Do they also bless the rains down in Africa?
Thank you. Because if you weren't, I was.
I got there first. As intended.
As it should be.
Ah, those crazy Australian Japanese men. Yeah, this was Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, in-game ads that are relevant to your browser history, I find that to be invasive, I guess is the word.
Lightly?
Yeah, why, like, I get it. I understand it. That's multi-level marketing. That's, or, what is the correct term for that? Synergy. It's synergizing with all of Microsoft's departments.
Pyramid scheme?
But no, the real question is though, like at what point do consumers realize how much of a ripoff it is that we are paying a company to make money off of us? We're giving a company money, which is enabling them to make money off of us by selling advertising. We are selling ourselves. We're not even selling ourselves. Yeah, we're buying our own attention as we're just giving it away. I don't understand it. Like, why are we paying for something that they're using advertising to pay for?
Here's as simple as I can make the concept. We are paying someone else to give our personal information to them. Like, that doesn't sound like it makes any sense because it literally makes no sense. If somebody wants my personal information, they should have to pay for my personal information. But if I buy a video game that has personalized ads in it, I'm essentially paying for a video game. So I'm paying for the opportunity for Microsoft to get my analytical data and make more money off of me. Which sounds stupid. It is stupid. The whole concept of this is stupid. But I'm afraid that it's such an abstract concept that people are not going to think about it like that. They're just going to be like, oh, neat. Like, I was tired of generic ads anyway. I think it's really neat to see, who is it? Takeshi69 sponsoring my favorite Mountain Dew flavor. The fuck? Is he still in jail or not?
I can't remember.
Doesn't matter. He's probably dead.
Didn't he snitch on someone and get out?
Yeah. You know what? Maybe he's dead. We just think he's dead. But yeah, no, it's this is pretty fucking stupid. Along the same lines as Elon Musk saying that Twitter, what was it? Free accounts are going to be required to have their geolocation data on, and they're going to have to give permissions for the Twitter app to gather analytical data from the phone.
Basically, Elon's next big idea is if you don't pay $8 a month to get the blue check mark, then you need to pay by letting us sell your data.
Yeah, and so that was the first thing last week. The second biggest thing that I can remember, at least, was Twitter. Elon decided that cross-promotional platforms or cross-promotion of other platforms was no longer to be permitted on Twitter. So if you had, for example, Mr. Beast was vocal about this because he uses his Twitter account obviously to hype all of his videos and to make people aware of the other services and other social media platforms that he is on. So his accounts, or some accounts of his, were banned just because they're driving traffic off of Twitter essentially. So Elon doesn't want people sharing. And this applies to social media accounts such as Facebook, Instagram. Mastodon was the other one that I had never heard of until this week.
That's the real reason for it, because that's the one that all the quote unquote liberals that Elon is in a feud with. That's the one that a lot of people are switching to, and a lot of celebrities even have been saying, "Hey, come follow me at Mastodon." I know George Takei has been one of the bigger ones that's been always.
George Takei is on Mastodon?
Yeah. Yeah, he left Twitter.
I'm going to Mastodon. Yeah, I'm going over there. I follow that man. That man used to tweet some great stuff. But you're right, I haven't seen him on Twitter at all recently. But yeah, that just a fucking stupid business decision. Like, no, don't talk. That goes back to like V2 Web 2.0, where everybody had a forum, and forums were like no posting links to competitive sites or anything like that.
Yeah.
Remember all that bullshit, which was accepted back in the day because look, the internet is not the internet that I grew up with, at least, was not a democracy. It was very much an autocracy. Whoever owned the site made the rules, period.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, Elon's discovering that he can't be popular. He can't be popular and liked and also a good leader, which is why the third thing was that he put up a poll that asked, should I step down as CEO of Twitter? And he left it up to the people. And the people have spoken.
Fun story, Tesla stock went up when the poll ended with saying yes.
Did it?
But really? Actually, what's truly funny is that Tesla stock is down 62% from where it was a year ago. And investors are not happy. Two of the 3 highest profile and largest investors in Tesla have publicly complained about Elon's absenteeism since Twitter has all happened. So Tesla stockholders are not happy.
Yeah, that is absolutely so. And so the Twitter poll was up yesterday. Omega and I both participated in the poll. I'm an agent of chaos, so I said that he should stay as CEO. Omega was more responsible with his Twitter vote. But yeah, it's not a contest here. 57% of 17 million people, 57.5% of 17 million people said that he should leave Twitter. He should step down as CEO. And Musk did say that he would abide by the ruling of the poll.
Yeah, but then I saw earlier today someone tweeted at him and said, only people who have blue check marks should be able to vote in the poll. And he said, oh, you're right, we'll change policies accordingly, or something to that effect. So don't worry, Elon's not going anywhere. Also, he was spotted at the World Cup in a booth drinking wine at the World Cup where alcohol wasn't allowed with Jared Kushner and one of the most well-known propagandists for Putin.
Yeah, actually, I was on his Twitter feed the other day when this poll was announced, and I did see that he posted pictures from Qatar while he was watching the game. Yeah. No, I can't say I'm surprised.
Even if he were to step down as CEO, he would still be owner of the company, and he would still likely be right behind whoever was installed as CEO with his hand up their ass being a ventriloquist. That's all he would be doing.
You're describing Vladimir Putin.
That's a visceral image you just described.
You know what? I'm glad that I could bring that to everybody's mind. Elon Musk ass puppeting somebody.
But that's exactly what happened.
Elon Musk is being ass puppeted. Don't make a mistake about it.
Oh, okay, all right, interesting. Anything else? Any elaboration?
You really think Elon is the one who's manipulating people and not the Jared Kushner and Putin propagandists that he's sitting in a booth with?
That he's palling around with?
Like, do you think, not to mention the Saudis, like, do you really think that Elon is the one who's in control in those conversations? Elon's a fucking barely competent rich kid who's surrounded himself by yes men his entire life. Like, he is not a mastermind of world politics. And it's only his same delusion that fuels everything else he does in life that makes him think he is.
We have actually spoken in the past about how Elon has garnered this reputation over the years as some sort of genius scientist or engineer or, space rocket scientist or something like this, where he is, at the forefront of all these technologies, making all these important decisions. We need... This comes as a shock to exactly no one who has participated in corporate America. The people who are in charge are not terribly smart. They're successful if they surround themselves with people who are smart and they listen to what those people have to say. And unfortunately, in corporate America, that means that the administrators get to take the credit for it. Or upper administration get to take the credit for it. The people who actually come out with the ideas or enact the ideas are just satisfied with the gold watch that they get at the dinner party at the end of the year. But that is exactly what fucking is happening here, and that's what we have to... I guess we have to teach this to the younger generation or to the stupider part of our own generation. He's not any of those. He's not a scientist. He's not an engineer. He's not a rocket scientist. He's not a smart person. He has taken ownership of companies where smart people work, and he has had the good sense in the past to take suggestions and business direction from the people who know the technology and know what they're doing in these job roles. That's it. As Omega said last night, we were talking about this, he has no one like that at Twitter. He's got no one like that. It's his little child. It's his baby. Twitter is now his to rule and do with as he pleases. And he has no scientists or technicians or that he's willing to listen to, at least behind him, telling him, no, don't do that. That's a bad idea.
There were reports I saw about within like the last, I'd say 3-4 weeks, month or so, that basically said it was somebody who used to work at SpaceX who said effectively since the beginning the company has had people whose entire job it is to feed Elon the right answers to questions so that he feels like he's the one telling people the right answers to things and he's the one making the right decisions. And they basically have people whose entire job it is to insulate the company from him and him from the company. And that's why SpaceX is able to function. Like, Elon is not... Don't think for a second that Elon Musk is deciding how many rockets SpaceX is going to launch. Don't think for a second Elon Musk is deciding what cargo SpaceX sends or what engine designs they use or what fuel mixtures or what engine fuel injector nozzles are best. He is not deciding any of that shit. He is not a rocket engineer.
He's the guy that says, what if we can land the rocket while it stands up? And then someone's like, I guess we can try and figure out how to do that. And then smart people go and figure out how to do that.
He is a money man. He's a money man. And he bought Twitter and fired everyone and doesn't have, like you said, that established group there who are handle. He needs handlers.
He needs people to distract him and get him out of the meetings where the smart people are talking so that the smart people can work. Oh my goodness. So yeah, we're gonna see where this goes if Elon actually decides to step down as CEO, or if he decides to redo the poll and make it so that only people who are willing to pay $8 a month are allowed to vote. That's never even been the case in America. Like, yeah, we used to have obscenely restrictive voting laws. Only white male property owners were allowed to vote. So I guess that they're paying taxes. So I guess they are paying for the privilege to vote. But Jesus fucking Christ, talk about 1700s. I don't know. Whatever. Burn Twitter to the ground is what I say. I'll find something to chuckle about.
As I stated last night, and I believe it was said by, I swear it was somebody in our group, and I think we determined it might have been Omega. He is a 4chan autist.
Yeah, this is what happens when your average internet shitposter gets a lot of money. Oh my goodness. Talking about shitposters and stupid people on the internet and making a lot of money. Epic Games was fined $520 million after accusations had exposed young players to potential harm. So this $520 million, to be clear, is a settlement. Oh, no, the settlement is $275 million that Epic is playing because Fortnite essentially tricked young, impressionable people into making payments using something, it's actually quoted in this article, something called dark patterns, which are payment options, methods, systems within a system that change. They are deliberately confusing to make it so that you spend money. And that is what a court found that Epic did with Fortnite, and the harm to children, that's half the harm to children. The other harm to children is the in-game voiceover protocol that's default on, exposed children to themselves and people who are older than they are, and the just basically awful shit that human beings say to each other in video games. I think that part's kind of silly. I mean, I was definitely saying really heinous shit to people when I was 13, 14, 15 years old. But I was having heinous shit said to me, but I think did I grow out of that? I don't know if I grew out of that.
No, maybe.
I certainly don't make as many AIDS jokes anymore. It might be good, might be bad, who knows. But yeah, Epic this week, I guess will pay a total of $520 million to settle allegations that standard, they collected personal data from children without first obtaining the consent of their parent or guardian. Because, yeah, the are you 13 or above checkbox is, that's a great way to determine whether or not someone is 13 or older, right? Let me tell you. And the dangerous and psychologically traumatizing issues such as suicide, threats, bullying, and harassment while using the default live voice and text functions within Fortnite. So yeah, way to go, Epic. Oh,
don't all games come with a block and mute feature, and it should be up to the parents to keep? Never mind.
I mean, yeah, there should be parental controls built into basically every game these days. Warframe has voiceover. Warframe, Lost Ark. I think those are the only two games that I'm playing terribly much of right now. Have built-in voice. Like, you can use voice in Warframe. I've heard people do it before. You can use voice in Lost Ark. I've heard people do it before. But by default, it's turned off. You have to go into your settings and you have to turn it on, and you have to assign buttons to things in order to make it work.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I don't think in any game it should be default on. But
I know it's not on in WoW. The peer-to-peer is not on in WoW automatically. I know that for a fact.
So what gave me a good chuckle at the end of this article was that Epic has acknowledged the settlement, and they said in a statement, they said a bunch of stuff, but at the very end of it, they said, quote, "We accepted this agreement because we want Epic to be at the forefront of consumer protection and provide the best experience for our players." I laughed at that, especially after the dark patterns allegations, and the court apparently found that, yeah, Epic did make it deliberately confusing for people to make in-game purchases, or for people to not make in-game purchases. Like you consumer protection by fucking ass.
Mm.
This suit, obviously completely separate from the one that we covered last week, which is ongoing in Canada, where Fortnite has been accused in a class action lawsuit of being a deliberately addictive product marketed to children. So this is different from that. And that we will have more on later.
Now, where's the jurisdiction on this one again? The second one?
No, that's North Carolina based. I don't know. It's the FTC. that announced today that Epic was settling this. So I'm not sure what district or what state they were taken to court in. I'm not sure that it's covered here. Although, if they are North Carolina based, they might have required the suit to be in North Carolina. Or fought for it to be in North Carolina. Yeah, no, I'm not sure, Omega. But this was Epic versus... I believe this was Epic versus the FTC.
Doing shady shit? That never happens.
Oh yeah, it was. So it was the quotes that are in here are from Samuel Levine, who is the director of the FTC's Bureau of Consumer Protection. So the federal government took Epic to task.
Good. But, yeah.
Good for the FTC.
Something needs to be done. Some shit, and online gaming can be incredibly toxic, and both in terms of people being shitty to each other and in terms of predatory microtransactions. So it's about fucking time something was done about it.
Why I turn proximity chat off when I play, whenever I jump into Call of Duty, because good Lord, I don't need a 13-year-old screaming the N-word at me repeatedly.
I was about to say, because of just the non-stop flow of hard R N-words.
Yeah, coming from a 13-year-old. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, yeah. It's funny until it's not funny. But good Lord, yeah, the children these days.
I mean, it definitely. I had it on for one round one time at one, and it was just oh God, just like shit that I mean I would not even say, and I don't hold back much, but they're no. I mean, I'll hit them with the hard T. I'll hit them with the hard T all day long, but no, I won't. I won't hit that hard R.
What's the hard T?
The hard T. Hit them with the cunt.
Oh, okay. That's just fine.
Yeah, that's nothing. I was like, is there like a new racial slur that I'm not familiar with?
Yeah, I also wanted to know.
Hard T. That's interesting.
That's like that's a new slur. Yeah, I know the slur against skinny people. We call them twigs. But that's not new. Also, that sort of got superseded once people discovered that you could take thick and then you could put an S in front of it and take the H out. Just make stick. Mm-hmm. And everything just sort of fit together much better. Yeah, the online gaming world is just full of new and unique ways to debase one another. What are we not allowed to say on Twitch again? Insole is one of them. Virgin. Thought?
And
something else.
No, there are too many thoughts on Twitch for us not to be able to say thought.
It should be its own subgenre at this point. I mean, why just replace Hot Tub Streamer with thought and everyone's going to remember it. To be clear, I have nothing against hot tub streamers. Please keep doing your thing.
I mean, you want me to become one?
I do. I really do.
Nobody wants to see all of this in a hot tub. It's just nah. I mean, I don't even like looking at it when I take a shower. I close my eyes most of the time.
Here we go. Here's zero cam.
Yes, you don't want to see this.
We do.
None of this.
We do want to see that.
No, you really don't. Trust me. I like I said, I close my eyes when I'm in the shower.
I mean, for practical purposes, so the soap doesn't get in your eyes.
I mean, sure, that's why I do it.
Okay, all right. So, last thing of the night is related to the collapse of FTX, the cryptocurrency exchange. I didn't realize this, but Riot Games apparently had a deal with. They had a sponsorship deal with FTX, and FTX was going to pay them millions of dollars a year, to the tune of what, $12.5 million for the 2022 calendar year, and escalating to 12.8 for 2023, and so on. So far in 2022, Riot only got $6.25 million from FTX, and FTX, as we all know, has filed for bankruptcy. So it's unlikely that Riot Games is going to get any more money out of FTX, and they're trying to get out of this sponsorship agreement. I don't know if that's going to be particularly difficult. There must have been something built into their contract, right? Ostensibly, it was written by educated individuals who understand how contracts work. But who knows? And I thought this was funny because I did not know that the FTX former CEO, Mr. Bankman-Fried, was known for playing League of Legends during board meetings.
What?
Yeah, apparently this guy who it looks like his haircut has seen better days played a lot of League of Legends while he was in meetings about his company. That's so unthinkable. That's like if we got together and people played video games while we were trying to talk about serious stuff.
What? What is serious stuff? Wait.
We never talk about serious. This whole podcast is a running gag. So I don't mean that, but yeah, this is just what does any. Do any of you know what the hell the sponsorship deal even was with Riot? Why was Riot pairing up with a fucking cryptocurrency exchange?
It's hard to tell.
So that people would pay their Dota subscriptions through Bitcoin or some shit?
Well, see, here's the thing. It's advertising, like corporate deals with crypto are kind of all over the place right now, and it's funny because crypto is pretty much collapsing. But because of just the glacially slow pace of any sort of business happenings getting done, all of these deals were enacted and are, going for a period of time. And now crypto just looks terrible by and large to pretty much everyone. So it's just kind of hilarious how, crypto is fucking dead. And, a lot of companies are doing deals with crypto for sponsorships and advertising, but they're not integrating crypto into anything they're doing. The UFC has fucking crypto sponsors. There's a company that's like their tagline, and it's fucking hilarious. Every time I hear the play-by-play guy John Anik say, and this brought to you by whatever his fucking company name, the official L2 blockchain of the UFC.
Yes,
that's a thing. What the fuck is that?
I'm just remembering that now, and I asked you about it when I heard it. I was like, why does MMA need a crypto? Why do they have an official L2 blockchain?
Because that company said, we'll give you money if you put our logo on your mat and you say this on air. It's just it's an advertising sponsorship. That's all any of this is. These corporate partnerships are not like some fantastical integration of new crypto blockchain technology into video gaming. It's a crypto company went to Riot and said, "Hey, let's do we want to do a sponsored, sort of sponsored thing, and we'll give you this much money if you put our name and logos and shit."
Just because of my cynical nature, I believe that FTX was actually a cryptocurrency exchange that was they were crypto launderers. That's in my mind at least, I'm convinced that's what they were doing. They were doing all sorts of sketchy shit. So yeah, in terms of a corporate sponsorship deal, I can understand how most of the time it's to get exposure. It's advertising. It's just straight up advertising for most shit. But this, I just had the thought, this was something to make them try and look legitimate. Too little, too late. Be like, look, we're a normal crypto exchange hub. There's nothing odd about us at all. We don't want you to see who we're doing business with. We don't want you to look over any of our financial records, so we're going to pull out of this deal. That's going to put us into bankruptcy. You get to see all that anyway. Bunch of our CEOs have wound up dead. Sorry, a bunch of our senior officers have wound up dead. Nope, everybody else is going to jail. Yeah, good times. For everybody except for the crypto market. So, there you have it. What is Riot Games known for besides League of Legends? We've talked about them recently, or in past months.
I don't know.
Let's see now. Valorant, that was the one that came out that people were trying to get some attention
God.
with. So
That
League
game
of
was
Legends,
a hot fucking mess.
Yeah, Valorant, Legends of Runeterra, that was another one that never really got a kickoff. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, they've got a bunch of titles here, but there's not a lot of stuff that I recognize at all. Song of Nunu sounds fucking adorable, but again, it's attached to League of Legends. Most of their stuff looks like it's attached to League of Legends, except for Valorant, Teamfight Tactics, and Runeterra. But hey, Riot is hiring. 281 open positions, 22 offices.
Lord.
Yeah. Team up with Riot to forge your path and craft unforgettable experiences for players. Brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends.
Has anybody reached out to Raid Shadow Legends? I think we could pull a sponsorship.
I asked Leetness to get on it like 6 months ago, so I'm sure he's doing well. By the way, hi future Leetness. Leetness said that he wasn't feeling so well yesterday. That's why he missed Diablo 3. Oh yeah, there's an event going on in Diablo 3. I've been grinding Greater Rifts to get holiday packages or holiday gifts, because the holiday gifts have a very small chance to drop a cosmetic that I want. But there's other stuff in them too. Omega got some stuff yesterday. I got a
new pet. Cool zombie girl with a knife through her hand. And then I got a couple cool transmogs from something. I don't know. But yeah, they basically seem that they've taken all of the old past glitter that was, one time only or like limited time availability kind of stuff, and they gave them all a drop rate and put them in these presents.
Yeah, they took some of the transmogs that were the hardest to get in the game, and the pets that are hardest to get in the game, and the wings that are the hardest to get in the game, and they put them into these gifts. So there's a very low chance that you're gonna hit upon them, but hey, it's a reason to go in and do a little bit of grinding in Diablo 3. Yeah, no, as you do. But yeah, that was neat.
It was fun. I don't know. I mean, it got old real quick when, more Rift running, and when the rewards don't drop, when they're so inconsistent, you run 4 Rifts and you don't get a single drop, and then you get 1 drop on a Rift. And yeah, it's just, I don't feel like it's worth it. I'm not getting enough reward.
My autism makes me really enjoy repetitive behavior, so I've been getting back into it.
Come play Destiny. There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You don't like first-person shooters.
Yeah, it's the first-person aspect of it. I love the isometric thing of Diablo. I always have. And I love that I can go super fast in that game, and I can kill a lot of stuff, and yeah, I don't know. I just enjoy it. I think it's just ingrained into a lot of us at this point. Diablo 3 was kind of great. What it became after 2 or 3 years was kind of great. So yeah, the collector's editions of Diablo 4 are out. The collector's edition of Diablo 4 is out. It does not contain the game.
Well, it's not the collector's edition of the game. There's the ultimate edition of the game, which is the game with all its bells and whistles, which costs $100. And then, the base version of the game is what, $70 this time around? I guess the days of $60 games are gone. We just need to accept that.
Oh, yeah.
We just need to accept that, like, a $60 AAA game is not a thing anymore. All right, fuck.
See,
so $70 for the base, and then $100 is the ultimate edition with the bells and whistles and, like, free, the first battle passes, whatever, and blah, 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 all that crap. And then there's the $100 commemorative merchandise package. So that is the collector's edition commemorative merchandise package. So enjoy. I'm sure the Linus will thoroughly enjoy. Well, and I don't mean that sarcastically. I am happy for him, and I am looking forward to the unboxing stream that he will inevitably do for us.
As you pointed out, the candle that comes in the collector's edition is flared at the base, so it can be used as a butt plug.
I know. I was really impressed. Like, they really thought ahead and made it safe for anal play. It's very smart.
The statue, on the other hand, looks to be a little bit too big. The statue, obviously not a part... Oh, that was another depressing thing that happened, is I think Leetness was drunk and he decided to buy a $600 statue of Lilith. Large statue, nice paint, all the rest of that, but after approximately 2 hours, Fluffy came back and was just like, hey, I found originally when they launched that, it was a year and a half ago and it cost $250. That made my toes curl.
Yep.
Well, I will say, they Blizzard re-released the replica sword for Wrath of the Lich King and the Frostmourne, and it was like originally like $600 and now it's like $1,500.
Wait, it was originally $16 and now it's $1,500?
No, it was originally like $600 and
so they're jacking up all the prices now.
Yeah, way up.
Yeah.
The stand that the sword goes on is $500. I was like, Christ, okay, well.
If you want to be a streamer this day and age, people got to know that you're serious about it, so you have to... This is an investment in your brand, Zero. You need to get this sword so you can have it in back of you while you stream.
See, one, I will never get drunk enough that ever becomes a thing. And two, I enjoy being married. If I spent $1,500 on a fucking sword, I would end up divorced. My wife threatened to divorce me over staying home and not going anywhere for Christmas, as a joke, because everybody in her family, or everybody in my family, is getting sick. I said, nope, we're just staying home. Everybody's staying home. It's like everybody's getting like strep throat. There are kids in my family, so they go to school fucking petri dishes. It's insane.
That's the thing. Yeah, you're absolutely right about kids are germ factories. But strep throat's like a thing I've been reading about. We can discuss this in the post show, but the BBC's been covering a lot of strep episodes over in the UK. Apparently, kids are dying of this because I guess their parents aren't taking them to the doctor. Strep throat is not a thing that kills you. We can literally treat it with bacterial strep anyways, easily treatable with fucking penicillin. That's all you need. If you're allergic to penicillin, any other antibiotic will do.
I usually got a Z-Pack for it.
Yeah, there you go. This is not this day and age.
Z-Pack, knock it out in 4 days.
Exactly. This is not a thing that should be killing people in our day and age. I don't understand why children are dying. It is bacterial strep, as far as I know. Viral strep is a different story. That's not as common.
I will tell you, though, strep throat fucking sucks.
It does.
Yes,
it is fucking awful. I am lucky. I had my tonsils taken out when I was a kid. And
so you only get the fever.
I get the fever, and my throat does get a little bit sore, but I don't get like the blisters in the back of the throat type thing. I don't get all that.
Yeah, I did. I had someone in my family was actually a carrier of strep when I was a kid growing up. So what they thought, my pediatrician, when I was like 10 or 11 or something, thought that I might have an opportunistic strain of strep that was just living somewhere in maybe my tonsils, and just when conditions were right, it multiplied and came out, and I had a strep throat. But I would get a strep throat at least once a year, all the way through high school, until the member of my family went in for something in the hospital and received a massive dose of antibiotics for a week, and that took out that. And after that happened, no one in the family ever got strep throat again.
I had, when I was, what year did the original gray brick Game Boy come out? 80 or 91, 92? Somewhere around there.
I can tell you.
The year that came out was the year I had my tonsils taken out, and it's because in the fall or in the winter of that year, I had gotten strep throat, or not strep, but tonsillitis 6 times in the span of 2.5 months. And the doctor at the ENT just looked at my mom and dad and said, fucking tonsils have got to go. They have got to go at this point.
I never understood that. I have had my tonsils out, but I got them out in college because I kept on getting... It was just an infection of my tonsils. That I didn't have a fever, I didn't have any other symptoms or anything. It was just that my tonsils swole up. And after the 4th or 5th time of going down the hill and going to the free clinic and having them slice my tonsils open with a scalpel and squeeze the pus out, I was like, hey, how about I just get my tonsils out? And my doctor at the time was like, that's okay, that's fine. We'll do that.
Oh, God. Ugh, never had to do that.
It was the fucking worst. It was just awful.
I'm sure.
The worst thing is that I could feel it like coming on. Like I could feel it in the back of my throat slowly like swelling up over the course of a day, and I would know exactly how much time I had before I was going to have real serious difficulty breathing. And so that was just Jesus Christ. I don't even know why it happened. I didn't even start sucking dick ironically until I was like a junior.
I believe it.
Well,
I only suck dicks ironically.
Sometimes you're a late bloomer.
I know. Yeah, the important part is that I got there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was quite a mouthful, I'm sure.
Always going on a strong note. Thank you, everybody, for coming by on the Church of Chonkwij Podcast. We'll be back same time as next week. Penis. Oh, wait, no, we won't be here next week, will we? It's fucking... It's day after Christmas on Monday. Yeah, so we might not be here. I'm not going to expect anybody to be around for that podcast. If we can do it, we'll do it. If we can't, we can't. We'll see you in the new year. So, yeah.
Amen. Have
penis,
fun.
Penis. Fuck Putin. Fuck Putin.
Putin.
Bye.